The term NPCs, I've believed for a very long time that it is one of the most appropriate things to call these fucking lunatics. Okay? Because of their inability not just to think for themselves or be kind of mindless, but it's more of their scriptedness. Okay? And it's another example that I'm about to show you. This isn't unlike anything that I've talked about before. I've spoken on this many times. But I did want to update the resume. With COVIDs, a lot of people don't have memories beyond what the fuck they were told 2 weeks ago. Okay? They get told something, there's a new term maybe used, it's rolled out there, and you always know when it comes because they always say the same stuff. Safe and effective, 2 weeks to slow the spread, flatten the curve, like all these catchphrases and stuff that these people who never used it all of a sudden started using. It's because their firmware was updated with such information. But in said updates, when they get them, they tend to wipe out the memories of what they were doing, or rather what they were told before, which is why things or people, these organizations, health experts, can get out there and contradict themselves, and people act like it never fucking happened. I'm going to show you a prime example of this yet again, of something that was on my Twitter. Right here, there was someone that tweeted at me, responding, of course, to a post that I brought up or mentioned a day ago from the time of this recording. And this is what it says. This is my post, and this is what it says. They sold you on a lie and initially stated that you couldn't carry the virus, the spread, the virus. I'm vaccinated. So you get the jab, you still catch COVID. And to cope with this, you say, thankfully I was vaccinated or it would have been worse. And I said, how the fuck could you possibly know this? And of course, what I'm referring to and why that's so hard to measure is because obviously you as an individual and your individual reaction is almost impossible to dictate. But more importantly, with COVIDs, most of the cases being mild, not needing hospitalization, definitely for, relatively healthier individuals and younger individuals. Like, how would you possibly know that? Because that's the reaction for a lot of people, even despite being not vaccinated. So it's very difficult to measure. And this is what someone responded to me. Says, who said you couldn't get COVID with the vaccine? I don't recall that ever being stated by anybody other than internet trolls. Maybe your boy Trump did. How do I know that wearing a bulletproof vest would protect me from a bullet if I don't first shoot myself without one? That's a very dog shit analogy there. Ironically enough, that is how a lot of bulletproof vests are tested. Not with them necessarily getting shot, but certainly with them getting fucking shot with the damn thing on. We kind of have a big control group of people that have been shot in the motherfucking chest. However, here's the thing, buddy. This idea that nobody ever said that is, I mean, it's stupid, but this is levels beyond stupid. It's like you have the memory of some animal that I love to insult you with that doesn't have long-term memory. But check this out and what it is that I said. Because, again, you've probably heard this as well. The gaslight. Oh, nobody ever said that. Nobody ever said that. Who said that you couldn't spread it? Oh, you guys are crazy. Well, that's fucking interesting. Because right here is a video in which I love to refer to back in March, the fucking director of the CDC. And we're going to play it again. I played this many a time. Director of the CDC specifically talking about this. And their own individual studies. Dr. Rochelle Walensky, one of the experts. Let's listen to what the fuck she had to say.
We're vaccinating so very fast. Our data from the CDC today suggests, that vaccinated people do not carry the virus, don't get sick, and that it's not just in the clinical trials, but it's also in real world data. We're vaccinating so very.
So, as you said, she explicitly states, they don't carry the virus. Oops, whoops. And then she corrected herself back in, this was in August. I believe the 5th is the exact date when talking to MSNBC. You can go watch the video. Y'all ain't got to take my word for nothing. And she states what we know now is that it does not stop transmission, effectively nullifying everything that she said in that video that I just showed you. So they sold this. Remember, that was the whole point, right? They sold it on this idea with the purpose of a lot of mandates and that are still being passed to this day that you couldn't spread it in the event that you got it. If it worked like a classic vaccine and made you immune, I guess we could have had that conversation, but it doesn't stop transmission. Do not let these idiotic chumps gaslight you and acting like you crazy for remembering so vividly of the public health experts expressing that you would not be transmitting this in the event that you got the jab. Whoops. Sorry. I take that back, which is essentially what they said. We know it doesn't stop transmission. Oh, whoops. Study after study from you got studies in mass. Studies out of UK that are confirming the exact same thing. There's really no differentiation in viral load between an unvaccinated person with the COVID and a vaccinated person. You guys are still spreading it, period. But people that have no memory, or maybe it's selective amnesia is more so what it is, would love to act as if nobody ever suggested that you couldn't spread it, when that's specifically what the CDC director, Rochelle Walensky, who can't stay off the TV, stated. There's also another guy, which my man's Lyndon pointed out, who is the president of the motherfucking United States now. Let's listen to what he said as well on our way out of here about COVID.
The various shots that people are getting now cover that. You're okay. You're not going to get COVID if you have these vaccinations. Yeah.
Nobody ever said it though. Like the guys with selective amnesia say nobody ever said it, which is why you always hold on to the receipts. I always keep them. I got videos like this stocked, right? My entire catalog, when I've covered them live, is backed up for this very reason. Because I know inevitably the people, it's funny, these be the main people who want to sit up there and talk about copium, cope. And they're the ones that are coping because they don't want to believe that they were sold a lie. Okay? That was the whole reasoning for them doing what it is that they did. And they were sold a lie that just simply turned out that it just wasn't true. And in order to legitimize that, because they don't want to accept the fact that they've been lied to, they'll try to speak something out of existence. But you can't do this. That's the awesome thing about the digital age that we live in. It's forever. And I got the receipts. Just saying. You just watched a clip from my podcast, For Canon's Sake. Catch us live at 12 p.m. throughout the week over at youtube.com/YoungRipper59 and follow us over at odyssey.com/@YoungRipper59. If you want to watch the entire video cast after the show is over, just be sure to become a member on the YouTube channel. Of course, the full audio portion of the podcast is available for free on all major digital platforms, or just visit forcanonsake.com.